You should be at
Amazing.
15 minutes.
Hey, amazing. Thanks, Michael. Hey, Tony. How you going, man?
Hey, what's up, Brian? How are you?
Yeah, super good. You may not remember this because you did 1,000 of these, but after Winners at War, I got to chat to you, which was amazing. So super keen to chat to you again about your game. I'm a huge Team TV fan. Can't get out my
Uh,
favorite season. So
man, but last time we
I
talked, it was under much better circumstances, wasn't it? Season 40?
it was your crowning as being the greatest Survivor player of all
Oh,
time.
man.
Look, it's not disputed, Tony. I don't know how you feel, but I'll advocate for you as one of your biggest fans. Like when you win Winners at War, when you play every single winner again, there's no debate, right? Like you are the GOAT.
You know what? Listen, I mean, listen, I'm the person, I go out there, I play the best game I can play. I know there's people that can play better games than I can, but I know for the seasons that I won, I played the best game in my season, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how I am. I'm not one of those people to say, I'm the best ever, this and that. I don't market myself that way. I just go out there and I give the fans something fun to look at, something fun to laugh at, and I bring home some money,
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Look, I love the humbleness. I'll just inflate your ego then from my end
Thank
to
you,
you.
thank you.
So, um, Australian Survivor though, obviously, look, you've played three times previous to this, one twice, one, as I said, the biggest season of all time, taking home $3 million from the show. Why do you come play Australian Survivor? What's the pull to come play our version of the game?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, it wasn't the money. It wasn't the money. I mean,
Yeah,
money's good. It's excellent. It's a bonus. But I wanted to try to win a third crown. I
yeah,
wanted to try to win the global crown, actually,
yeah,
the international, the worldwide crown. That's
yeah.
huge,
It is.
and that you would not have seen something humble. If I won that crown, you would not be seeing a humble Tony right now.
No, I love that. It's so interesting. Obviously, we've had like multiple US players now come and play this game, mixed experiences and mixed versions. Coming into our game, obviously, I felt like the cards were stacked against you. Gender disbalance,
Yep.
US versus international. When you get to the beach and you realize this is how the makeup's going to go, what are you thinking?
Complete deflation. I was
Yeah,
completely deflated. I knew I was there with Poverty and Serene, and I knew they're good players. So I knew
yeah,
good players know enough to stay together. And that's what we were going to do. We were going to stick together. But once you seen that there was four girls, three guys, you're at their mercy. You're not going to go to any of those girls and say, let me get rid of another girl, because they're going to just go rat you out and then your game is ruined. So I had to stay quiet and I had to just wait for the girls to come to me to tell me which one of the three guys they wanted out. Because they
yeah.
could have pretty much just told me in my face they want me out, and there was nothing I could do about it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, like you've been on seasons with Parv and Shuri before, but you didn't play with them. Like they were
I
on
never
different
played with
tribes.
them. Never played
So
with them. I don't know them outside the game. Never spoke with them.
yeah, well, that was my question. So obviously, being a US Survivor player, but not necessarily having the connections with the two girls who were on seasons together, yet you never were on tribes together. Like, was there any link that you thought that was there, or how do you try and make a connection?
Well, again, if they weren't good players, then yeah, let's just vote off each other. We don't care. But I know they're great players, and that's the great players need to stick together because they know we're all we have. You can't
Yeah,
trust somebody you don't know more than you can trust a person that you do know. And we're representing USA. We want to all go deep.
yeah,
Now, that was the deal going forward. But I guess when she found the key, even though in her mind, when Poverty found the key, even in her mind, if she wanted to stick with me, when I read right through that. I couldn't trust her no more. So whether
yeah.
it was a false mistrust or an accurate mistrust, the point is I didn't trust her no more. So at that point, I don't want to work with you. I can't work with you.
Yeah, I 100%. Look, the box itself, we see the scenes of Parv sitting on the box, you're in the camp. Like there's so much happening. It's not quite woo zooming through the jungle, but like it's still pretty intense. What are you thinking when you finally do call out about the box? Had you actually seen her with a key, or was that you just throwing
Well,
mistrust?
yeah, no, that was the truth. I didn't see her with the key, but
Yeah.
we're all scrambling looking for the key. 5 minutes later, I'm still looking and I see her back at camp, smiling, laughing, doing cartwheels, talking about it's too hot. I'm gonna go take a bath now. You don't need to be one of the greats to read right through that. So I went to her and I say, "Hey, Bob, did you find the key?" Like I said it in an enthused way, so she can be honest with me and say,
Yeah.
"Yeah, did you find it?" And she was like, "No, I didn't find nothing." And I said, Sari? She's like, I would have told you. And I'm like, you know what? I knew right then and then it's over. I seen right through that. And that from
Yeah.
that point on, I'm like, oh man,
Yeah, it's super tricky. The tribal council, I love when you get your bag tricks out and you dug deep into the bag in the episode, got the iconic shoe out. I don't know that I feel like that's gonna like hold its place in the survival lore now, the Tony shoe. Um, talk about the shoe idol, the sock inside, and the rock. What was going through your mind when you were trying to do that play?
panic. I didn't know
Yeah.
what I was looking for. You know how I talk. I talk fast. I keep
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
fast, blah, 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 whatever comes to my mind. And if you see that tribal council, I'm talking word by word, real slow, because I'm trying to think what I'm going to do. I'm looking through my bag. I don't know what I'm going to pull out. So I see the shoe and I was like, this is perfect. And then later on, I found the sock and I tried to put something in the sock. I had rocks in my bag, so I put the rock in the sock, and then I pretended that the rock in the sock was an idol. I was off the charts. If that shoe would have worked, oh my God, that would have been amazing.
Look, I for one was hoping that it'll play out slightly
Oh,
differently. Like this is why we love you, Tony. Like I just want to say as a big fan, thank you for coming back because I know like you don't need to do this. You don't need to come to Australia and play Australian Survivor, but thank you for coming back and playing again. Um, Obviously you've had this experience now, Australian Survivor. Where does this game hold for you? What value does this game hold for you, having now, played US Survivor 3 times, Australian Survivor once? How does Australian Survivor stack up for you in your mind?
so I mean, Survivor. You're in a jungle. You're starving. You're sleep deprived. You're getting bit by bugs. You're tired. You're nonstop looking. You have snakes and humans that are trying to get you out of the game. So it's the same thing. It's all the same thing. This version of
Yeah.
Survivor was a little bit faster paced because of the challenges were back to back to back to back to
Yeah.
back. That was the only difference from other Survivor seasons that I played. But other than that, it's still Survivor. You're still out there with human snakes. So you got to try
Yeah.
to read them, try to navigate through that stuff. You got to try to figure out, your where you stand in the game too. You have to have that self-awareness to know. And I mean, it's the Survivor. That's what Survivor's about. And it's a pleasure for me to come back to this, even if I don't have to. It was a pleasure to come and play this,
Yeah.
especially with what was at stake, which was that crown. The third
Yeah.
crown, the global
I
crown.
The global crown. I love that as well. And look, you played KKR in season 28. I don't even know how long ago that was, Tony, like 15 years
10
ago at this
years.
point. 10 years. 10 years. Okay. I don't want to age you. Like 10 years ago. And like that's a long time to be playing Survivor. Would you come back and play Australian or US again? Is that something
Yeah,
that you would consider?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Of course, of course. I mean, I love playing a game where I can win money. It's a game. I love
Yeah.
playing a game where I can win money while I'm entertaining fans. The fans see me on there, they laugh. They laugh at me, they laugh with me, and I love it because I sit at home with my family, and we were watching it. I got voted out, and my family and I were dying laughing. And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Ah, my game's over. What are we laughing at?" But it was just so fun. It's just fun. And I go into these games with that fun spirit where I'm not there to hurt anybody. I'm just there to better my game. So, inadvertently it hurts somebody else's game, but I'm not there to hurt their game. I'm just there to advance mine. And there's a
Yeah.
big difference because there's some people like Poverty where she'd rather see somebody fail than her succeed. And that's a different type of person. I'm not like that.
Yeah.
She laughs when people fail. I don't laugh. I don't laugh when people fail.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out the rest of the season for the US players. It's interesting this season in particular, the bigger men characters, winners, George, who was a big character as well, all taken out first four. What when you're watching, Rob obviously goes first in your tribe, and then David and George head out, and it's the big male characters. What's your thinking around? All right, they're targeting like people like you?
Well, I didn't think it was they were going after big characters because there's a lot of female big characters as well.
Yeah,
So I knew they were just going after the big guys. They were
yeah,
just going not big guys, just guys. They were just going after the
guys.
guys. They
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
care. It was just a girl's very powerful, and they didn't see. It's very easy when you have the Poverties, you have the Cerise of Survivor. It's very easy for them to say, "Hey, guess what? We can lose every challenge. We have three disposable men we can get rid of. We don't need the men. We don't need the strength for physical challenges. We can lose. We go to
yeah.
tribal and get rid of one of the guys. It's very easy. And by then we merge. It's very easy to do that. And that's what it was. They didn't care about keeping the guys around.
Yeah, yeah, you're 100% accurate. Like the speed and shortness of this season in terms of how close it is to the
That's
merge
right.
is such a detriment to
That's
physical
that's
players.
right.
Yeah.
You don't need to win challenges when you have the
No.
numbers. You have the numbers against the guys. Get rid of the guys. We don't need them for their physicality to win challenges.
You talk about the world crown. I love that concept of like the world crown. I do think Australian Survivor has opened the door to conversations around even what US Survivor could look like. Jeff has recently come out. He's spoken about how in the past he'd felt like when people do other shows, there was kind of like a red line or black line through your
Yeah,
name.
yeah,
But now he's saying, "Look, I get it. Go get your bag, go play these games, and then come home and play it." How open would you be if they had like a US versus world season? Because I feel like that's like the Godfather season in my mind.
that's right.
US Survivor, the best players, US survivors versus the world. To me, Jeff has to make that happen.
Yeah, that would be amazing, I mean, and the thing is, like me, I'm washed up. I'm old news. You
No,
have
you're not,
much
Tony. Come on.
you have much newer players, like they're hot right now, they're winning. So I can see them doing something like that with them. I don't know so much about older winners coming back, but
Yeah.
I would love to do it. I would love to do it, of course. That's huge.
Look, so I have 50s around the corner. Literally, Colby's back on the season, so I don't think they're too far away from pulling people who have played a long time ago coming back. So you never know, Tony. I've got to let you go because we're at the end of the time. But genuinely, as a super fan of Survivor, someone who has loved Survivor literally since I was 10,
Oh, wow.
and to be really honest, Tony, like during that early 20s seasons period, like was losing love, and then you came on the screen with Survivor KKR, and just I reconnected with
Wow.
Survivor in a way that like I hadn't in years. So thank you
Wow.
just as a fan,
Wow.
for you like everything you do for the Survivor community, man. I super
Oh,
appreciate it.
man. Thank you so much, man. Sincerely, man. That means a lot, Thank you so much, Ryan.
No,
Appreciate that.
cheers, man.
Thank you.
See
Thank
you
you.
later.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye.